that everything I can is just so much more than I should. There is no stopping ever. Have we covered that? Aiming for better, not perfect. I tried to have less of a script, and I can see myself in the mirror, and that stresses me out, so again, sorry if this goes terribly wrong. Hello, I'm Emma. I have anxiety disorders, situational depression, and OCPD, and I like to talk about mental health on my channel, usually to help people, but in the case of this video, I'm hoping you can find it somewhat relatable because I don't really have much advice since I haven't really figured out a lot about my OCPD yet. I have been getting a lot of requests lately to do some more OCPD videos, and people seem interested in the ones that I have done. So I thought I would do a video on my OCPD triggers. I might have another video on this in the future, kind of like a part 2 or something, because like I said, not really sure right now, but these are the things I've figured out. And it might just be more vague. I don't think I'll have very many specific examples. Funnily enough, I felt like as I was writing this script, it was not good enough. Because like I said, not in the headspace. So I'm not really sure what to talk about. So maybe this will just be more like OCPD explained in a more realistic way. Doing or trying your best, like when people say, oh, just try your best. You don't have to be perfect or anything, just do your best. You see, my best is perfect. Most people's bests are like a good above average. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do what I can so I can get this thing done to a good degree so it works out better than it was before. My best isn't a reasonable amount for the task. My best is, in my mind, the absolute best it could ever be. I am not an all or nothing person, I am an all person. If I'm not suffering, I'm not doing a good enough job. Like, you'd think there could only be so much you can do for something, but somehow I managed to find a way to do more than what's even asked or what's even necessary or part of the job. I just try to do more for literally everything. The result of trying my best is having no energy left for anything else, burnout. And then there's just the idea of perfection as a whole, because it implies that since we're all imperfect, there's some form of perfect that exists. Like in the beauty industry, for example, like being a perfect body weight and having the perfect skin. Like, it doesn't exist, and it's so frustrating that our society today, I hate to be this person who like compares everything to what's wrong with the world, but honestly, like, it's literally impossible, yet every person at some point in their lives strives for it. But, you know, since I have OCPD, it's just literally all the time. And I hate that. There isn't a perfect, so literally you can improve for the rest of your life. You can always do better. That's a good thing to strive for, is to keep pushing and keep doing better. But like I said, the problem is that I am never satisfied because my goal is never met. Having or looking for purpose or meaning, or just like good person, I tend to say that I care about everything. Maybe it's just because I'm so passionate. And I would hate for that to just be because of my OCPD, because I just strive so hard. Caring is good. Being a good person is good, but not when it is about everything. Like, I need to have limits. I think that I do, but in reality I don't, because those limits are not realistic. I'm just really never satisfied. Like, you know, this is just a theme in my life. No matter how close I get to the bar that I set for myself, it is never good enough for me. The better I get, the higher the bar goes. Like, I don't have anything left in me by the time I'm done. Yeah, because, like, I'm never done. But even then it wouldn't be good enough, so, like, why? I feel like that's a lot of where my depression comes from also. Like, no matter what I do, I'm unsatisfied. Priorities! There's two sides to this. Either I have priorities, like things that I know are more important or deadlines that are coming up sooner. Typically, it's to do with school. Usually that's my number one. After that, it's anything productive that I need to do in my life. So, you know, cleaning, money related, like scholarship things. My physical well-being might be next, and then like my mental well-being, my hobbies, whatever, that's like a little further down on the list. There's definitely like people I care about before that. The priority list is flawed because what I consider to be important at the time tends to not actually make that much of a difference. Like, obviously my mental and physical well-being should always be number one, but somehow I've made it about the things that have like a more visual feedback be closer to the top of my priority list, which also has to do with grades. The whole number thing, that's gonna come up. Whatever's at the top of my list is the only thing that gets done. No matter how much time there is never enough time to complete all the things, because like I said, I can go way too far and I don't know how to stop myself at just like the done point. All the other things that should matter are kind of just pushed aside and never get dealt with until my top priority is removed, which at that point usually it's replaced with another top priority that isn't any of the other things. So the outside is organized, but the inside and like me as a person is not. But then the other side to it is that literally nothing can be prioritized because everything's a priority. You'd think typically the one thing that I do, the quality would turn out better than trying to do everything at once. However, really being a perfectionist doesn't really make the things perfect even though you try. Like, the thing I'm working on typically gets better. However, because I spend so much time and effort on it, it's like I'm overworking myself, so it really doesn't get better at the same time. Does that make any sense at all? Like, there are more ways to improve the more I spend working on something. But in reality, I tend to get fixated on a few things, so nothing actually gets done. Too much time is the enemy of OCPD. I tend to hate time management, but honestly, and like doing things at the last minute, working under pressure, stress, you know, all those things, because I do a worse job, which is probably true, but honestly I think it's better that I do a worse job, because at least when you time manage for the time that you actually have, as long as you stick to it, like stick to the guidelines you give yourself, you actually get things done. Sometimes the assignment doesn't even get done because I'm so used to spending as much time as I possibly could ever need and want on doing something to my standards that I don't know how to work efficiently. And even if like I'm technically already at like the excellent grade or whatever, I always feel like I need to do more, maybe because I'm not entirely sure what that standard is, like where I can stop, because I feel like I have to do literally my best for it to count for anything. Pressure of any sort. It can be internal or it can be external, like social pressure, even deadlines. It's just another reason why it matters. If other people care, then I care. Little details that don't actually enhance the quality of the content whatsoever. If I consider those to matter, then how do you think I feel about normal important things? Like normal big events. Coming back to the grades thing, the numbers thing, the 100%. It's like a clear visual number to enhance my perfectionism, because if I'm already working myself crazy, not getting enough sleep, not looking after myself, but yet staying up like all night, then if I see a number that's like 90 or 85, like a lot of people get all offended, you know, these are the normal people I'm talking about, that I get upset when I get like a 90 or something. But it's not because like a 90 is a bad grade, it's just not good enough for me. 100 is the best and I can't reach it, so it kind of just reactivates my perfectionism. But I literally do everything I can. It's still somehow not enough. Like, I put in 150,000% effort. So when I don't get that in return, it's like, oh, well, then I need to do better. I need to do more. And it just kind of continues, because eventually there's a point where I literally can't do more, and that's when I have a breakdown and sometimes develop situational depression. Or have an anxiety attack. Frequent burnouts where I feel like I can't do anything, but I have to do it. I have to do better. I have to do more. Another one that might be more for me than others, because I know the worst situations for a lot of people are when you can't do anything about it and you just have to suffer. Situations where you can do something about it to make it better, like even if they're not clear things to do that will clearly make it better, but if you can take action towards resolving the issue in some way, even if it gets annoying being a try too hard, like, you know, I'm trying too hard to make it better when it's just like not gonna get better anymore, but like, you know, with things that you can't see a clear result from, it's really hard to know where that point is, because I will do it all, even if it ends up making it worse. I'm just gonna briefly go over my triggers just as like a conclusion kind of thing, because I'm trying to add in a conclusion and I feel like wrapping it up helps clarify what I'm talking about. Doing or trying my best. Perfection. Existing in general, ever, always. Because it can't exist, so unreachable standards. Purpose, meaning, things mattering, trying to be as good as I can. Literally just caring about everything. Everything can be a priority, or my priorities are flawed and there is a singular thing that is a priority and that singular thing never gets done. Having too much time. Pressure. Things mattering to more than me. Grades and schoolwork. The numerical representation, the visual idea of how well I'm doing even if I'm doing everything I can. Being able to do something about any of my problems. This is a common theme, but I will do literally everything I can. Please leave your OCPD recommendations for video ideas in the comments below. I also wanted to mention, I kind of want to do an anxiety triggers video, but also for a few more videos in August and probably September, I kind of want to stray away a bit from mental health, which sucks because I love talking about mental health, like that's the whole point of my channel. But I've been doing a lot with scholarships, like essay writing things, and I've shared a bunch of that on my Instagram, which is Cases from the Moon, as you can see also in the description below. Same with like study tips and school tips, because since I've like actually graduated high school now, I feel like I'm kind of at a little better of a place where I can like talk about it. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye. I just hate things that are like I don't know, man. I don't remember what I was mad about. Same. Let's take a shot every time I go because I'm just like